Zombies now target the tallest pillar, so I built a base where they can't touch any of my foundation. How you doing? I'm Rebel, welcome back to 7 Days. With the new 2.5 update, zombies prioritize the tallest structural pillar when they go into destroy everything mode. Instead of fighting against that change, we're gonna exploit it. This base uses an old school mechanic that completely removes access to the foundational pillars, forcing the zombies to path exactly where we want them. Once it's finished, we're throwing it into a Night 70 Blood Moon. Let's start building. When version 2.5 dropped and I heard that zombies now prioritize targeting the tallest pillar when going into destroy everything mode, I tried to think of a way to combat that, and my initial thought was to build a super tall structure so that when they do make it up to my pathway and get knocked off, by the time they reach the ground, before they reach the ground, they despawn. That way, when they despawn, another set of zombies will run in, they'll fall off, despawn, run in, fall off, despawn, never giving them an opportunity to even go into destroy everything mode. And this is kind of what I had set up in mind at first, but originally I thought the actual tall part, the despawning part of the base, I thought that that was only about 65 blocks tall. And right now I am sitting at 128 blocks in the air, and they are not consistently despawning. So if we spawn in a feral Arlene and let her make her way over to us, I was thinking that at around 65 blocks she would despawn, but we've made it all the way to 128 blocks and she's still not despawning. And it's sporadic. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Where's my base? Oh, I'm way too high. So every once in a while, she'll despawn at this height, but it's not something that's consistent enough for me to be comfortable using this style base. So 65 blocks is well beyond where we're at, and she's despawned. So it works sometimes, but not enough of the time for me to actually be comfortable building a base where this is the main idea behind it. All that really means is we need to come up with a different base design. So my next thought process was to build something that was a little bit more my style. That's not what I wanted. A little bit more conventional and something that had a lot more consistency to it. And so what I was thinking was building just a simply designed base that doesn't allow them to even reach the tallest pillars. So rather than wasting a whole bunch of resources and building this giant, enormous, tall structure, which, by the way, my initial plan for that was to expand it out to be a 5x5, which would have taken forever because 128 blocks in the air times 5x5 is a number that I can't even think about right now. I'm just going to build this small little structure that I know is going to work. The zombies are going to pathway up, try to get to my fighting position, fall down, and have a pathway that leads right back to the start of the base. I think that's probably the best design you can come up with. And the easiest way to accomplish this is just with the standard Doodle style dropper. There you have it. This is pretty much as basic as you ever need to get. You have a simple structure 7 high off the ground, and you have their pathway in. We're gonna enclose this section here so that the zombies can't get to us. And once they reach this point, we're gonna set this door up on a switch, which right now it's just a normal door. We're gonna set it up to an electronic door so that when they do reach this area, they fall down to the ground, and then give them a pathway back in. And to make sure that we're controlling the actual pathway of the zombies, because if they do fall here, they're just gonna go into destroy everything mode and start beating away at the foundation that's right in front of them. So what we're gonna do is dig them a nice big ditch right here that's gonna lead back to the start of the base. So that's gonna be our stairway in. Obviously, we're gonna put stairs up there, and that's gonna be our zombie dropper. Now we just need to worry about the walls on the sides of the zombie dropper, which we're gonna stick to the wedge 60 tip, but we're gonna turn this to be on the end like that. One on the other side, facing the opposite direction. Then we're gonna take the half cubes, build these up here. Half cubes are built, roof is built. This is actually probably one too tall. This way, the reason why I don't want it that tall is because I don't want the zombies having the ability, I don't want to give them the ability to jump. You give them the ability to jump and they can possibly make it over to your fighting position. All right, just to make this look nice, we're going to use the wedge inside corner base to round out the edge, and a wedge narrow middle, but you could just keep the inside all cubes if you want. It's not necessary. This is just so that when they do fall, or when they do get up here, they have a higher likelihood of falling. All right, now to dig their ditch. So with the admin block tool, we're going to select our area of where we want our ditch to be. We're going to hit Shift G to make this deeper. This gives us like the maneuver node that I can change how deep I want it to be. Right now it is 8 deep and we are 7 tall. We're gonna hold R, replace blocks with air, and replace, where's it at? Replace all blocks of the same type. Right click, gets rid of the grass. Right click again, gets rid of the dirt. Right click again, gets rid of the stone. Doesn't look like there's any ore in this area. So we're gonna hold Shift and G again, make this 1 wide on each direction. All right, so hold R again. We're gonna keep paint a replaced block and replace all blocks of the same type. Walk up to a concrete block, left click, that'll give us our concrete. Then we're gonna right click on the dirt, right click on the stone or sand, right click on the stone, hold Shift G because I forgot to go down 1 extra level, right click on that. There we go, there's our ditch. Now we just need to give them a way out. So before we get too much further into this base build, I've been seeing a lot of comments of people saying that they don't know how to fly the gyrocopter. And to be fair, it is wonky and takes some getting used to, but once you get used to it, it's pretty simple. So obviously you walk up to it and hit E. The W key will move you forward. The S key will move you backwards. In that weird, slow, reversing type of backwards way that 7 Days does. And it kind of takes off like a plane, but flies like a helicopter. So once you start moving forward, just start tapping the spacebar, and that will actually change the level, the pitch of the gyrocopter. So spacebar will continuously, you just keep hitting the spacebar. Am I gonna make it? Almost. So the spacebar changes your pitch, where you're looking. So you don't always have to hold down the spacebar to go up. Once you're facing up, you'll just keep holding down the W key and you'll continue to move up. C brings you down. That'll angle you down. And it's all about just which way your gyrocopter is actually facing. So spacebar angles you up, makes you go up. C angles you down, makes you go down. The entire time, you're holding on to the W key. Yeah, the W key to keep you moving forward. To turn, this is turning with A. You'll just keep spinning in circles if you just keep holding it down. And if you just keep spinning, you're not gonna have any forward momentum and you'll start to sink. So something that I found is just, if you just make minor adjustments, minor movements, you can pretty much go wherever you want to in this thing. The gyrocopter is actually a very viable option for traveling. It's actually one of my favorite in the game. Once you get the hang of it, it's real easy. So the mouse is literally just to look around. Doesn't matter where you're looking. Yes, the gyrocopter will rock back and forth as you look around, but it doesn't matter where the mouse is actually positioned. You will always just kind of fly wherever you're pointed. I think that's probably about as good of an explanation as I can make it with the gyrocopter. It is very wonky. I 100% give you that. It is extremely wonky to fly. So just to recap, the entire time you're flying, you hold W. That'll keep you moving forward. To move up, you just angle the gyrocopter up and you'll go up. Just little tiny increments. To go down, you angle the gyrocopter down and you'll start going down. To level off, you just kind of get it as close to level as you can. And here's the other thing is, you will never have, you might, if you're like a perfectionist, but you will never have a perfectly level flight in the gyrocopter. You'll always be doing just little tiny minor incremental adjustments just to try to keep yourself afloat. D moves you right, S moves you left, still holding W the entire time. I don't know, I keep racking my brain trying to think of anything else, any other tips that I can give for the gyrocopter. The only other thing that I could think of that is beneficial with the gyrocopter is when you are coming into land, you just kind of feather the W key to make sure you keep moving forward, and then when you get close to the ground, hit E. You hop out, you don't crash, you don't take damage, if you are high up off the ground or moving at a fast speed, you will take damage. So just make sure that when you do come into land, you are low to the ground and you're not going as fast as you absolutely can be. And even if you are coming in kind of hard, if you hit E right before you hop out, would I take 5 damage from that? There's no way I would have survived that in real life. So that kind of sums up the way that the gyrocopter works. I totally understand why people say it's wonky, because it is. It is so practical in this game. It is probably, in my opinion, the most practical way of traveling, getting to and from in this game. Here's the other tip. Don't hit E unless you're planning on getting out. You hit E and you're kind of lost. But your gyrocopter pretty much follows your body. Oh, little testing base I had going. Heck was I doing here? Alright, back to this base. You know, I was sitting there thinking about it. I don't like the way these doors are set up. So, like, see how they got the lip here? Zombies can walk across that. I'm gonna see if I can find... maybe the double door would work better. Alright, we're gonna change up the base a little bit, just because I want to use these double doors instead. Which is gonna require us to make the base just a little bit longer on one side. Alright, we're gonna have a lopsided base. Alright, that's a little bit better. Now we just need to make this a powered door, though. There we go. That is even better. Powered iron door. Alright, now we gotta finish building out their pathway back up into the start of the base. This is where it gets complicated, because you kind of have to... judge where the start of the base is gonna be. And while I'm sculpting this out, I'm keeping in mind, I'm gonna do everything I can to make this like the easiest portion of the zombies' pathway, because I don't want them down here beating away at anything. So I'm gonna give them a nice, big, long, wide pathway for them to cycle back around and get back to me. Alright, I got their hole dug out using the admin block replace tool, and now I just need to worry about getting them actually out of the base. There we go, that'll do it. Now, I just need to do the same thing on the other side. Alright, it's not symmetrical. I did everything I could. I did the closest I could do without having a blueprint or a design written down. Man, I wish it was symmetrical. I wish I had that skill. Now we just need to put the finishing touches. Destroy the ground, apparently. Grab some soil to refill in that hole that I just destroyed. Alright, there we go. Now we have a full pathway, a full circle pathway. So basically what's going to happen is the zombies are going to fall through here, fall down, then they can either choose left or right to go back, all the way back up to the start, come back through, and fall all the way back down. This lip right here should keep them away from our foundation, but we're also going to have our barrier between the zombies right here. That way, even if they do make it up to the front, they still can't reach me. I'm gonna give myself a little window right there. And the way that you do that is you just start on the outside. That's the easiest way to do it. A lot of people in the past have asked me, how do I get scaffolding ladders around corners? That's pretty much it. It kind of looks a little wonky from the outside, but that's the easiest way that I know of to do it. And then with the plates, build up the plates around it, and that will give us our wall. And the whole reason why I put that there is just so that I can actually see to make sure that they're cycling through and outside. The rest of this is all gonna be solid cubes. Alright, I got our bunker built up, our generator running, our switch powering the door, and here's a couple things. A lot of people will go with steel with this, the steel double doors. Don't do that. Steel opens and closes way too slow. So the iron doors, if you get overrun, by the time you look over, they're already opened and closed. Like, they're quick. So the steel doors take a minute. They're a lot slower to open. Yes, they're stronger. I'll give you that. But they're a lot slower to operate. So, and not only that, but they also have this giant lip around the outside of it. So if they destroy the door, they can still walk up onto this lip, in comparison to no lip. If you're going to be doing a base like this, make sure you give yourself the iron doors rather than the steel ones. And these aren't necessary, but just so that we can see, I'm going to put them in, because without those 2 lights, this is going to be a very dark Horde Night. Now, the zombies have a stairway out, pathway in. There's no way that they're going to be able to beat through. There's no reason why they would try to beat through this solid block of concrete. And the tallest pillar is from there to there on both sides. And that is 18 blocks tall. So there's no way that they're going to sit there and be like, even if they are down here and they start beating away at this specific block to beat at the pillar, well, guess what? There's still a whole other row that they'd have to get through in order to get to me. Now, we just got to paint it up, make it look pretty. So I got the whole thing painted up and looking nice, and I couldn't help but wonder, what if we automated the door rather than throwing it on a switch? And there's a couple ways to do it. We could run a motion sensor, but then the motion sensor is going to just go anytime it sees a zombie, and I have nowhere to put the motion sensor to where it's not going to always open and close. There's the pressure plates, but then by the time, the only spot that I can put a pressure plate is right here, and the only time they step on it, it's going to be open, and then there's going to be a whole bunch of zombies just piled up here. I'm thinking the tripwire. What if we put the tripwire in here? So if we disconnect the door and then put a tripwire. Oh, I hate how that floats. The tripwire from here to here. And then from here to here, I think that's how it works. And then the switch, so it's still connected by a switch. Let's see if that worked. Yep. I hate how it looks like it's floating, but that is very, very easy, done and over with. I'm sitting there fighting, I get overwhelmed, they get really close to my front, and they fall. I think that might work. I actually really like the way that that's set up. I hate the fact that these look like they're floating because I'm using the plates rather than an actual cube. Hate that, but I can't see it from inside my base. Oh, I guess I can. Gross. All right, even though it is floating and I can't stand the way it looks, we're gonna leave it just because of how functional that is. But now we need to run a test. Good, she comes up. See ya. They all fall down. Are they gonna make their way over to... Which side are they going? All right, I just saw a couple going that way to the stairs. Coming up. How you doing? Adios. Thank you, ladies. You guys coming back for more? How you doing? Have a nice day. You can't tell me that that's not functional. I could literally sit here and watch this all day. Nice try. It's literally just a tease. It's gonna get pretty dark down here in Horde Night, so I think I might add in just a couple lights. All right, I kind of want to see what happens if I speed the zombies up really fast. Like little Energizer bunnies. Just can't even keep up with the speed. I think that's hilarious. They just keep coming up. Uh-oh, I see somebody. Somebody's beating away at something up there. I'm sure it'll be fine. You are in destroy area and you are beating away at one block that you shouldn't be beating away at. Rude. Obviously, I'm gonna be there shooting them and stabbing them throughout the entire time. So, I mean, if one or two zombie goes into destroy everything mode and touches my wall, I can really easily repair it. And I bet you they're damaging these blocks. Yeah, they're damaging the outside blocks. They're not even damaging the inside blocks. These blocks only have 500 HP because they're like the already destroyed. Yeah, they're the R shape. I am using the cube destroyed filler O2 just for aesthetics. Doesn't really do much, but it's only got 500 HP in comparison to a normal cube, which is 5,000. So that's fine. I'm not worried about that. All right, let me just string some lights down here, and we'll start up Horde Night. All right, so we're running the Steel Club, the Steel Spear, the Pistol, the 44, the Auto Shotty, the SMG, the Tactical Assault Rifle. I doubt we're gonna use it. But the Exploding Crossbow bolts with a crossbow. We got a nail gun for our repairs, some first aid kits, enough ammo for an army, bacon and eggs, and yucca juice for our stamina, concrete mix to repair the bars, repair kits for our weapons, a robo sledge which we're not going to use, a cast in case we fall, more first aid bandages, some forged iron specifically just for the door here. This door is an iron door, and to repair it you need forged iron, so that's the only reason why I'm even holding on to that. We got our light switches on. Everything looks like it's ready to go. Nothing left to do but to send in the Horde Night. Creative mode off, dev mode off, set time day 70, 21:58. Here goes nothing. Welcome to the revolving dead Horde base. All my switches are on, all my weapons are reloaded. Think we're ready. Just so you guys can see it, 9,212 enemy kills, 17 deaths, level 193, game stage 314. So far, just from the few zombies that I've seen, seems to be working out okay. Hey. And I'm pretty sure that I don't have to do a single thing except for stop the zombies from going into destroy everything mode right at that corner. How you doing? Welcome. Adios. See ya. Have a nice day. Watch that step. All right, so what do you think? Is this too easy? Too cheesy? It's a little cheesy. No beating away at the base, scumbags. All right, we let them have their fun for the first 30 minutes of this base. It's time we have some fun. Let's see if we can get rid of these guys. See ya. No sleeping on the job there, Bo. Lumberjack. One thing that we didn't do, just now realizing it, I didn't hear him yet, but one thing we didn't do, we didn't get any protection from birds. We got no spikes on our roof, and we got no way to even get to our roof. Completely forgot about the birds. Wonder how long those blocks are gonna hold out for over there. We got, oh, I just shot at myself. I gotta make sure I keep on top of, all I need to worry about, I don't need to worry about the angled blocks, I'm going to, but I don't really need to worry about these blocks here, just these blocks. Because if they start beating away at the angled blocks, they can give themselves a pathway into the base by just beating through all of that concrete. So that's really the only thing that I'm worried about is staying on top. Even my barrier blocks, I'm not really that worried about. The other thing that does concern me is the strength of the door. Because it is an iron door, it's not really the strongest door out there. But I think so far it hasn't taken any damage. Oh, a little bit. No. Leave me alone. Yeah, no damage to that block, to the door, I don't think. I think there's damage to the block under the door, which is what I keep seeing. I just heard a block break, but I'm sure that's probably from downstairs in the pit. At least I hope. All right, let's get a fresh batch of zombies in here. Clear some of you guys out. Lab worker, Ashley, lumberjack, biker, party girl. Have a nice trip. Whose feet are those? Sticking through the base. Doesn't look like anybody's beating away at the foundation. Hey, Bo, how you doing? You wanna make up your mind so I can hit you? Lumberjack. Savage. You're savage, Lumberjack. I am taking quite a bit of damage because I'm standing right at the front of my base. Maybe I should handle that now, just so that it doesn't get out of hand. All right, it's midnight. We got 4 more hours of this. Come on, let's go. This is the best you got? Let's do this. Spider, nice try, buddy. All right, this is the stable version now, but I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's stuttering just a very... You jerk. Stupid Ashley got me, man. That scared me. But yeah, the version is the, it's the stable version of the game now. But it does feel slightly slow. The frame rate might be slightly off, just a very little bit. Not enough for me to actually really even worry about, but enough for me to notice. Down you go, sir. No floating in my base. Adios. There you go. I will say that the downside to this base is you're not given a whole lot of time to get rid of these zombies. So like when they do come up, you kind of have to stop them in place just so that you have enough time to get rid of them. Otherwise, they're just gonna, like, especially the irradiateds that regain their health, they're just gonna keep cycling through. By the time they hit the ground and make their way back up here, their health is probably fully regenerated. So the downside is once they're up here, you gotta get rid of them. Poor Lumberjack. Wedged in there. As long as this base doesn't collapse, I think we'll be alright. Less than 3 hours. Haven't seen the rancher yet. No Chucks. None of those guys want to come out to play. I guess they're smarter than the average zombie. They know it's not worth their time. They're not gonna make it. Ashley, get out of here. Ashley's gone. Mo's gone. Lumberjack. He didn't make, he made it. Made it through. Another bird? Or is that a cop? That's a bird. Got him. Gotta get rid of those birds as soon as I see them because I don't have any protection whatsoever against birds. Health is still doing all right. 179. All right. Maybe we check our repairs, see how we're doing. Still golden. Here, another doggo moving in. Door's still looking good. Barrier's looking good. Hey, a white. Jerk. Cop, you gotta go before you blow up, buddy. Can't have you blowing up in here. Taking out my... If he takes out my tripwires, I'm done for. I don't know what the heck they're beating away at over there. There's gonna be a broken block over there somewhere soon. Or maybe they are just beating away at my foundation and I was completely wrong. Maybe this base is about to collapse and I don't even know it. Man, these guys just love falling. I swear, some of these bases I should charge admission to. This is more of a fun ride for you guys. Getting to come all the way up here and fall all the way back down to restart again. Who's spitting on me? And look at these clowns out here just sitting there. Weirdos. Not doing anything. Hey, you stupids. That's a cop. Look at that biker. He just refuses. There you go. How you like that? Construction worker, cop. Cop. White. Get rid of the cop. I really hope I got rid of him and he's not gonna blow up downstairs. Ah, he just blew up. I heard him. Wasn't able to get rid of him. Construction worker. A cop just blew up down there. You want to go down there and help me out, fix it up? I doubt it. We only got 15 minutes left of Horde Night, so I think we can manage. I think. Bees, the rancher. The rancher showed up. How you doing, buddy? Maybe I just didn't see him, but Chuck wasn't around. I was really kind of hoping to see Chuck. I haven't seen him yet. Not in a base build, I don't think. Not in a base build, not in the series. I have not even spawned him in. Hey, what are you guys doing? Fall. So I've still yet to see Chuck. I've seen... There's Horde Night. I've seen the rancher. Haven't seen Chuck yet. Now we just need to clean these guys out. Cop. Other cop. No. Haha. Scaffolding ladders. You suck. Lumberjack, you look like you were smiling. Sir. Go away. So there you have it. Even though the blocks took a little bit of damage and kept me busy with repairs, the foundation didn't budge an inch. The pathing loop performed exactly how it was designed to, exploiting the AI and keeping the pressure off the main structure. As long as I maintained the pathway, the zombies just kept cycling, and seeing the zombies fall for the same trick over and over made it all worth it. If you want a base that truly outsmarts the Horde, this is it. If you like this base or have any ideas of how to make it even better, you know the rest of the deal. Like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace, I'm out of here.